Are you ready? Are you ready? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Are you ready? Whew. That thing is probably the worst accessory known to man. I do not do masks, okay? They're horrible. I can't even do those like sheet masks. There's those new like spa treatments, and instead of putting a cream on your face, you put the sheets on. I can't do it, you guys. It's like claustrophobia to the max. It drives me insane. So this thing was absolutely difficult to have in my face space. Alright, what is up, you guys? It is Emily Doll back with another video. I thought that I would kind of talk to you guys a little bit more about my Halloween costume character this year. I posted a ton of photos spam over the past couple of days of my Halloween costume and the persona that I came up with. And so I thought that it would be pretty cool to kind of just talk to you guys about it, because costumes are really expensive and they're usually total crap. So going and buying a costume is not a thing that I feel like I can do, because I've tried. I've definitely tried. Me and my best friend went costume shopping, and we wanted to be something cute and match. And like every girl costume was basically a dress that covered from here to here. So like your whole regime is just hello. But they're horrible. You're paying $60 for shitty material that doesn't fit anybody because it's the size of a fucking rectangle. So last year I did a pretty epic, or was it the year before last, I did a pretty epic kind of Harley Quinn look, and they were clown photos, and you guys loved them so much. Like, they're some of everybody's favorite photos of me. I wanted to do another interesting concept to give you guys some cool content to look at and enjoy. So that's what this video is about. We're going to talk about how I created my costume and how it might help you guys create costumes in the future. Alright, so if you were a fan on my Facebook page, you would have seen that I did a post with all of the pictures that came from this shoot, and I talked about it. This is going to kind of just be a little bit more in-depth talk about it, but I found this standard like rubbery stinky silicone mask at Party City here in the Houston area in Texas. And my kids were buying costumes, and my boyfriend found a really cool Slender Man mask that he just fell in love with, and I was like, totally, you need to get it. It's super cool. He does videos, and so I decided, I was like, well, I need to come up with a costume character this year. So out of all the masks, I picked this one. It was the most appealing to me. There was clown masks and Jason masks and Scream masks and things like that, but this one kind of stuck out to me, and also it was the only one that kind of fit my face. And so this is the one I went with, and I didn't really know what I was going to do with it. I knew I wanted to come up with more than just this. So what I did was I kind of thought on it for a moment, and when I saw this mask in my mind's eye, and this is usually how my shoots go, in my mind's eye I could see me in a black dress with boots on, big blonde rolls, and something like a cap on the back of my head. Not a bandana, but something else, a cap, with my mask on and a big knife, and that's what I saw, kind of standing in a bush, like with that scratchy horror movie, you know how the screen goes, so it just kind of played out in my head, and I was like, okay, that's what we're gonna go off of. So I initially thought I was going to wear this really cool black with blue kind of western piping pencil skirt and matching top, because I needed something all black. But then I remembered I had this beautiful 1940s true vintage dress that was all black and silky, and it has like little shoulder pads, and it's super modest with the length, and I was like, that would be perfect. So that's how the wardrobe had started to progress. And then I knew I wanted to wear something to cover the back of my hair, but I didn't want to wear a bandana, so I just used this beanie. It's just a black beanie. It's kind of too long, but it kind of gave the illusion that I had longer hair, and it appeared to kind of be like a snood. So I did my hair in my big rolls, and I just did makeup basically the way my makeup looks right now, just my standard pin-up-y cat eye makeup. But I knew that I didn't want my entire character to be just a mask. I wanted to kind of create my own part of it. So what I did was I took 2 different liquid lipsticks, and I took some black eyeshadow, and I started to heavily contour my cheeks. I put it up around my hairline, down my neck. I made everything kind of real pronounced. And then I took some Makeup Forever. It's their matte liquid lipstick in 505. And I have a ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in Rouge. Now, I use these with different eyeshadow brushes. I used a really angled eyebrow brush. I used kind of a little scruffier brush, and I used the more dark purple as kind of a bruising along my mouth and my neck. And then I took the more red color and I started to dot it in and paint in blood. The more it stacked up, the more I could kind of cut through it. It would look like it had texture. But this is how I created my makeup look. I kind of did a slashed throat and slashed mouth. It kind of has a Black Dahlia effect to it. And it's kind of 1940s post-apocalyptic, kind of creepy feel to it. And ultimately, the look came together really nicely. I made sure to put black on my hands, and then blood on my arms. I got some on my dress. I'm really hoping I can get it out. I need to take it to a cleaner. But that's all it was liquid lipstick, and I started kind of using different brushes to apply it in different ways to give my makeup its gore effect. So after that, I just wore a pair of gray wool tights and my combat boots, and we went outside to shoot. Now I knew I wanted it to be kind of a dead, leafy background, kind of like out in the middle of nowhere. Now the weapons that I used are all real weapons, a machete. We have this really scary looking big kitchen knife, and then one of my boyfriend's really long hockey stick looking machetes. It's insane. I don't know, I mean, he does so much work around our property, so I had lots of tools to work with. And we have a burn barrel in our backyard, and we just set it on fire so we would have a different element in the frame. And then we just started shooting, and I did some with the mask, I did some without the mask. I kind of wished that the eye holes had a reflective covering or something like that, because at times it looks more fetish and less apocalyptic. But it transitioned really well. The photos where you can see my eyes pull it off great, and then in the photos where it looks like my eyes are just black is just as amazing. So it kind of pulled it out where it needed to. But then as we moved on, it was really just about different angles. You know, my boyfriend bent down and I held the machete out and down towards him, and it's a ground shot and I look really huge. And he took one of me laying in the grass with the sun across my face, and I mean, there's just some really badass shots that he captured with the angles that he chose. And then just kind of the coloring effects and the way he adds the energy to his photos just pulled out the entire character that I wanted to create. You know, I had this image in my head and I created it to as best as my ability, and then he just really took it to the next level. So we got some really badass shots, and then we did some together with him in his Slender Man mask that came out really fun. There's one where it looks like he's cutting my head off. That was fun to take. But all in all, the costume came out really cool. I was extremely happy with it. It allowed me to bring out this badass, darker character. And then with that, I also did a set of my own self-portraits, because you guys know I like to do a lot of my photographies of myself. But I wanted to get some really cool, creepy, close-up photos of my makeup and how it came out. So I got some really badass self-portraits as well. I made a couple of really cool videos with it, which you can find on this channel. But it was a great photo set for Halloween, and I was really proud of it, and I think it came out really good. And it's hard, you know, Halloween has gone from, you know, so many different stages over time, and now it really sucks when, you know, people post, they trying to have fun, and they can post, you know, of their costumes, and people don't approve of those costumes, and everybody gets offended, and everybody gets upset, and it can kind of be a big drag, and it really sucks. So I wanted to create something that I was proud of, and I wanted to get a rise out of you guys from it. And I wanted to be my last really big Halloween face, my Harley Quinn Who clown. So that's how I did it. You know, being creative is a great outlet for the soul, and I really enjoy putting the thought and creativity into these photos and the character, and it's a lot of fun. And I highly recommend, if you want to model or get that great feeling of doing photo shoots, get creative with your friends, get creative with your own phone, and just start getting some camera time, and who knows what can transpire from there. But I'm Emily Dahl, and that was my 2017 Halloween super scary costume. I'll see you guys next year.